We go. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today we are going to work. We are going to be laying down, but so if you want to go ahead and lay down while I chat, go ahead. I would strongly recommend that you just take your blanket and keep it on the kind of the longer edge and just lay it over your blanket or over your mat so that when you lay on it, your the base of your or the top of your thighs up into the ribs is on the blanket so that your blanket does not throw you off. I'm going to sit for a moment because I want to read something and then just kind of talk just for a moment about what we're going to do today. So the front of the body does not get, in my personal opinion, stretched nearly enough, opened up nearly enough, both in yoga and certainly in life in general, right? So gravity is always doing this to us, right? Kind of tightening. And then we do a lot of core work, we do a lot of leg work. We drive, we type, we look at our phones. Everything tightens and contracts the front of the body, and unless your yoga practice is full of back bending type postures, we don't stretch the front of the body and including the front of the legs, the thighs, very much. So today's focus is going to be on that lovely psoas muscle, that deep core muscle and front body, so that we can create some balance. And along with that, I just wanted to read a quote, and I don't know who wrote it. And I think, sadly, I think AI wrote it because I put in the computer quotes on balance, and this was the first one that came up. But I liked it, so I wrote it down. And it says, a balanced life is about finding a happy medium between opposing forces, like work and personal life, or giving and receiving. It's about recognizing that you can't always have everything, but you can find contentment in the present moment. So I really liked that because how many times do we get out of balance in our lives or our work or whatever it is we're doing? And we have to kind of try to find that happy medium between the opposing forces, the things that are always pulling at us. So with that, if you are already laying down, great. You will need a block near you. So go ahead and place that block next to you. And then come on down to your mats, everybody. Whew. And again, make sure your blanket is supporting your spine, your torso and your spine, so that you don't feel like you're tipping one way or the other, or that your spine is unnaturally even. Let me see where the edge of my mat is. Okay. And just feel that. Maybe you even straighten the legs if your back allows that. And if it doesn't, go ahead and keep the knees bent and your feet on the floor. Allow one hand to be at the low belly and one hand to be at the upper belly or even up at the chest. And then soften the elbows to the floor, soften the shoulders down to the floor. And start to tap into your breath. Just a nice, easy inhale and exhale. Maybe finding balance between that inhale and the exhale. Maybe counting up to the number 5. And on the exhale, counting down the number 5. Inhaling, count of 5. Exhaling, count. A few more like this. Good. Last one. Counting 5. And exhaling 5. Release your hands, bend your knees, let your feet come to the floor. Maybe a couple just little baby tilts and tucks of the spine, of the lower spine or of the pelvis, really. So just tilt and tuck and maybe get any of that little achiness out of that lower back. And then find a nice neutral spine so that you're laying right across the sacrum. Your lower back is freed. You maybe have some space behind the lower back. Good. Your hands can be down at your sides. Just bring the left knee in toward your chest and straighten it out really long. And then bring it in. Exhale that leg long. Good. One more. Inhale, bring that knee in. Exhale, let it go long. Good. Inhale, bring it in. Take the left arm over your head. Keep the left arm overhead as long as it doesn't hurt your shoulder. And 3 more. Press the left foot out. Bring it in. Imagine creating a long line on the left side. This last one, when your leg is straight, hold it straight, everybody. Feeling the left arm reach, feeling the left leg reach, and then point your left toes, your left foot. Breathe. Lower the left leg to the floor. Hold right there. Bring your right knee to your chest. Release the left arm and hold on to the back of your thigh, back of your right thigh. Left leg is long, right leg is bent into the chest. Pause here. And then think about the front body, right? So we are stretching the left front hip flexor. The hip flexor is what's happening on the right side. The left side, that hip flexor is stretching out as we breathe. And then, as best you can, with those hands behind your right leg, just straighten the right leg any amount and bend. Good. Let's do 5 of those all total. That's 2 and 3. Good. Just stretch out that hamstring. 4 and 5. Bend the knee, let the right foot come to the floor. Bend the left knee, let that foot come to the floor. You got it. Hands are back down at your sides. The right knee comes to chest and straightens out along the mat. I'm keeping it hovered. Good. Bring the knee in and straighten that leg. Good. And again, bring it in and straighten. And then bring the right knee to your chest. Take the right arm overhead. And then keep that right arm where it is, straighten the right leg 3 more times. Just stretching that right side. Maybe you notice one side a little tighter than the other. Good. The next time your right leg is extended, allow the right leg to come to the floor. Stretch the right arm overhead. Think of the long front line of the body, right? Through the armpit, through that side of the chest, through the belly, hips, leg. Breathe. And then draw your left knee to chest. Hold on to that leg with both of your hands. Just stretch here for a second. Deep breath. Exhale it out, and then maybe 5 slow extensions of the left leg up toward the ceiling and down. Take it slow, no force, right? We're just seeing where the hammies are this morning. And breathe. This is 4. Last one, stretch it out and release. Place your left foot on the floor, place your right foot on the floor. Pause here for a second. Notice if your back feels any different. Ideally, better different, but different is okay too, as long as there's not increased pain. Grab your block, lift your hips, place that block underneath your your sacrum, right? We talk about this all the time. Make sure that I'm going to just shift my blanket because it's too far under my shoulders. There. Make sure that block is under your sacrum, nowhere near your lower back, and then pause here and just see how that feels to you. Thinking about this extension of the front of the body, right? We're working with everything front body all the way up to the shoulders. The shoulders are down to the floor. Keep your right foot on the floor. Bring your left knee to your chest. Straighten the left leg up to the sky. Make sure your right foot is planted. And then we're going to slowly lower the left leg. You don't have to go super low and lift it back up again. Good. And let's add a little toe point. So flex the foot as you lower, point the toe and lift the leg. Good. Flex and lower. Point your toes and lift. Let's do one more. Flex, point your toes and lift. And then flex that foot slowly, mindfully, lower that leg all the way to the floor. Now, I should have said this at the beginning of class and I forgot. One, if you don't have a block, or two, if that block is too hard for you, you can roll your blanket into threes and put the blanket under your hips and do the same thing. Okay, so you don't, if that block is too much, just take it out, go to your blanket or nothing at all. So here we are trying to stretch that psoas muscle that I talk about all the time. It goes from that inner upper thigh, it attaches to the lesser trochanter on the inner thigh, goes deep inside the belly, inside the pelvic rim, up attaching to the lumbar vertebra, all the way up to T12, thoracic vertebra number 12, and it even feathers into the diaphragm. So while you're here, I want you to take a deep breath. And exhale. And when you do a deep exhale, you may feel a little bit of a kind of a tightness in the low belly. Good. So one, you're here, or two, you're going to draw your right knee to your chest. Now I'm holding my right knee, but I'm not pulling it in. I'm just kind of letting it stabilize there. You don't even have to hold on to it. And maybe feel that stretch along the deep belly on the inside of that pelvic ring. Maybe not. Maybe this is lovely and nice and loose for you, and that's great too. Make sure the feet are relaxed. Don't do anything that makes this feel worse. Make sure your pelvis is neutral. Breathe. Good. Engage or turn that left leg. So the toes are pointing more to the front. Bend the knee. Let your left foot come to the floor. Release your right foot and pause. Both feet are on the floor. Good. Notice that. This time we're bringing the right leg to the chest. Extend the right leg up. Keep the left foot planted. Make sure you're not over tilting or tucking on your block. Slowly lower that leg and take it up. Good. Let's add that toe point. So flex on the way down, point, and really reach those toes up. So stretching the front of the ankle. Flex as you come down. Point, reach, flex, and point. Good. This time, as that leg goes down, slow, 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 lower it to the floor. See how that feels. If that is too much on the pelvis, all you got to do is bend that knee a little bit. And then if you feel ready, take the left knee to chest. You can hang on to it, don't have to. It stays right where it belongs usually. Try to relax both feet. Just feel this stretch along the front right hip. Breathe. Notice the deep exhale One more. Good. Slowly bend the right knee. Let that foot come to the floor. Lower your left foot so it's right next to your right. Pause here. Now, listen up. We didn't do this last class, but I want you to try it. And what I had to do, so where my block is, I had to lift and lower it toward my heels just another half inch to an inch. And then straighten one leg, straighten the other leg. Now, for some, this is going to feel lovely. For others, it's going to be too much of an arch in your lower back. And if that is you, please bend one or both knees. Maybe you take the arms overhead and you feel like you've got this big front body stretch happening that is also feeling nice and safe. If you want, give the glutes a flex, right? So contract your glute muscles. It's going to open up front body a little bit more, maybe. Deep breath. And then slowly bend one knee, then bend the other knee. Both feet come to the floor. Lift your hips. Take that block out. You'll be happy for that, I'm sure. And lower those hips all the way to the floor. Good. Pause here. Maybe bring those knees to chest. Stretch out those hips and low back. Rock side to side. And place those feet back on the floor. Good. I'm just going to scoot up, make sure I got enough room. All right, so bridge pose, right? Take the shoulders down to the floor. Take the elbows and the upper arms down to the floor. Fingertips are pointing up toward the ceiling. There is a slight tuck of the pelvis, and then press your hips up. So once again, I want you to tune in to your body and the idea of stretching the front thighs, hips, maybe belly, right? So you don't need to lift super high. Press into both feet. Notice if you lift off one part of the foot or the other, try to ground there. And then let's tap down for 10. So we're going to tap and press up. Good, that's one. And two. Good, let's breathe. Three. Slowly lower for four. Lift down, and five. Squeeze those glutes. Feel a little stretch at the front. Six. You got it. And seven. And eight. Good. And nine. And 10. Lift and lower. And if you can, just pause. If you need to bring the knees to chest to release something in your back, go ahead and do that. Breathe. If you can, walk the feet in. That is not going to be for everybody. Your knees may not appreciate that. But if you can, you're going to walk the knees in. So a little bit more of an angle. Same thing with the arms. Here we go just for five. I want you to press up and lower. Try to tap into the squeeze on the thighs, right? The stretch on the thighs. That's three. Four. Listen up. When you're up there at five, hold, pull the heels back isometrically. As we contract the hamstrings, the quadriceps will stretch a little more. And lower down, everybody. Walk the feet back to your normal hips width, ankle to knee, and breathe. Walk the feet out, one footprint. Walk them out, meaning away from you. Plant your feet. I like to lift my toes here to make sure the big toe mounds stay on the floor. Tuck the pelvis, lift the hips. Let's just do five here. I know. Good. Lift. So that's one and two. Whew. And three. And four, one more, maybe hold there, pull the heels back isometrically. You may cramp in those hamstrings. If you do, come on out. Press into the big toe mound and lower everybody. We have one left here, just one. I think I did a little extra on the last class, but just one. Walk the feet out again, but keep the feet planted. In other words, if you walk them out so much that you can't keep your toes on the floor, you've gone too far. Plant your feet, everybody. Maybe lift the toes, but keep the four corners of your feet on the floor. Tuck, lift. It's getting a little harder. And I just want you to pulse for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower all the way down. Well done. Draw those knees to your chest. Whew. Place your feet on the floor, straighten your legs. We're almost done on our backs here. Straighten the legs. Just pause, maybe feel what's happening. How's it feel compared to where we started? And then walk both feet to the left corner of your mat. Don't have to go super far. Again, you want your feet are to the left. You want your right hip to stay down on the floor. Shimmy your shoulders to the left, any amount. Take the right arm overhead. Right arm overhead. Maybe you let the head drop toward the left a little bit. And think about the right side body, in particular, nice and deep in the belly. Do you feel a stretch there? I know I do. Feel a tight little stretch through that side belly. Good. Just breathe. Banana pose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release your right arm. Shimmy the shoulders back to center. Walk your feet back to center. Once those feet are at the center, squeeze your glutes as if you could lift your whole body, your whole lower body off the floor. And release. Good. Let's do the other side. Walk those feet over to the right. Pause there. Maybe that's enough. Walk the shoulders toward the right. Take the left arm overhead. Breathe deep, stretch through the left side belly, maybe deep into the hip. You've got it. Almost there. Deep breath. And exhale. Lower your left hand. Shimmy the shoulders back first. Shimmy the legs back. Find that center. Give your glutes a big squeeze. Everything coming back to the center line. And release. Nice job. Bend your knees. Bring your knees up toward your chest. That probably feels really good. Roll the knees over to one side and come on up. Woo. There we go. All right, so come up just to a seat for a moment. We're not going to be sitting for long, but just come for a second there. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm reaches over. And then take that hand behind your head and see if you can open the elbow toward the back of the room and just kind of look over toward the right. Yep, try to keep that right side down and back to center. Raise that arm, take the hand down. Same thing, other side. Take the left arm up. Go ahead and come into a nice side bend. Keep that hip down. Breathe. Take the hand behind the head. Draw the elbow back and maybe look over to your left. And breathe again, looking for maybe a little stretch in the belly. Bring that back to center. Take the arm overhead. Push off both arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. I want you to twist everything to the right. Again, being mindful, especially if you are not supposed to do a lot of twisting. The hand comes to opposite knee. Both shoulders move away from each other. Deep breath in. Release the arms up. Cactus arms, twist to the other side. Allow the hands to come down, one to your knee, the other one behind you, and then both shoulders open up, both shoulders. Nice job, everyone. Release, come back to center. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart, interlace, press it out, but don't round. And then take the arms up. And again, think of front body stretching, lifting, opening, right, without dropping the head. Exhale, let that go. Whew, good job, everyone. All right, so that blanket is there. It's a lovely place for it to be. We're going to come to table pose and have both of your blocks to the front of your mat. Hands down, knees are underneath your hips, your wrists or hands are underneath the shoulders. Couple little cats and cows here. Don't go crazy, especially with the cat part, right? So cat is the one where we're rounded and tucked, and this is what we're trying to balance today, because this is life, right? All tucked in. We want to open up front body. So when you're in cow pose, maybe lift the chin, maybe stretch through the front of the neck, front of the chest. Good. Just one more. A little soft cat. And then a bigger exploration of cow pose. Come back to a neutral spine. Take the left or take the right leg out. Lift that right leg, everyone. And point your toes. Just point. Reach the left arm out. Stretch. How often do we point the toes and stretch the front ankle? Lower the hand. Step the right leg over and look back at it. Think of your right side body just stretching. Breathe. And lift that leg. Release it fully. If you're able, stretch back into a little child's pose, but don't go too far. And come on back up. Left leg reaches out. Level out the hips, lift the leg, point your toes, and stretch out through the right arm. Balancing table, press into your standing hand, squeeze your left glute, everybody. Big deep breath. Lower that hand, step the left leg over the right, and look back at it. Oh, big stretch for that left side body. Breathe in nice and deep. Release that. Come back to your hands and your knees. You're going to stretch the left leg straight back as if we were going to do that lift again, but then turn the leg to the side. And I'm kind of explaining this in a hard way. You're basically straightening the left leg, and then you're going to plant the foot so that your toes point roughly to the arch of your left foot, your right side toes. You can look and see what's happening there. And then kickstand your right foot out. You may have to adjust your right hand. Take the left hand to your side. I call this quarter moon. I know it has a different name, but that's what I call it. And then lift your leg if you want. You can keep it on the floor. Lift the leg if you want. Squeeze the glutes. Take the arm up. And breathe, everybody. Now, 1, you're here. 2, you're going to bend the top knee. Reach back with the top hand. And just try to bring that heel toward your glute, right? Toward your butt. So we're stretching the front left thigh, belly maybe, opening up that space. Release nice and slow. Lower that leg. Take the hand down and release. Stretch it out. Find your breath. Come on back up. Same thing, other side. The left knee is going to stay where it is. You're going to stretch the right leg out nice and long, but really plant the foot. And then kickstand the left leg out. I always have to move my left arm in or my arm in, my standing hand in a little. Open up to the side and breathe. Maybe this is where we hang out and we take the arm up. Maybe we lift the leg, squeeze the glutes. Take the arm up. Keep the hips pressing forward. Point your toes, bend your knee. See if you can find your foot. And then see if that heel will come anywhere close to the glute. Stretching out that quad. Woo, breathe, I know. Release, straighten it up. Lower the foot, lower the hand, come back to neutral. Come down to your bellies. Right here, I know. Lower your upper body. Bend your left leg. Lengthen that left thigh, and then lift the left knee off the floor. And breathe. If we keep our hip point, that front hip point on the floor, there's our level of extension of the hip, right? So straighten the left leg and lift, but keep the hip point on the floor. So we always think that we can bring this leg back really far, but we cannot without involving the lower back, right? We have 10 to 15% extension here and lower. Whew. Good. Bend the right knee, flex the foot, lift the right knee. Here we are again, stretching through the front. Try to keep both of those hips down on the floor. Breathe. Straighten the leg. Keep the hip point on the floor. And lower. Good. This time, press the pubic bone down into the mat. Lift both legs. Hold here. Notice that you can't lift that far. If I keep lifting, I'll just drop into the low back, but I want the low back to stay long here. So I'm pressing into the pubic bone. Breathe and lower. Whoo, yeah. All right, everybody. Come on out of that. Come back to table pose just for a moment and step forward with your right foot. Grab your blocks. See, there's just so much fun stuff you can do with this. All right, so your hands are on your blocks. You can take them up nice and high. Bend your front knee, lengthen your back knee. I know we talk about this all the time too. I just don't want you, right? So I don't want you to just drop through the hip joint and the pelvis. Make sure your back glute is active so that you are supporting the joint, the hip joint. Press into the top of your back foot a little bit, and you're going to feel again a stretch through the front quadricep or the left side quadricep. And if you think about this pose, we are extending the left, we are flexing the right. So we are working with the hip extensors and flexors. Deep breath. And then bring both hips back and just stretch out the front leg a little bit. Maybe you flex the foot. And come on back. All right, so you're going to slide your front foot back a little bit. Make sure your feet are wide enough, by the way. Take your hands to your knee. Now we're in more of a 90-90. Press into the top of your back foot. Press both hips forward like you're tucking, right? You're bringing the pubic bone up toward the belly button. Again, feeling a stretch through the quad here. Take the left arm up. Oh, yeah. And stretch that out. So again, the quads get tight from so many things we do. If you're walking, climbing stairs, if you're sitting, right? If you're sitting too much, too long, these hip flexors get really tight. Breathe. Lower your hands to the blocks. Keep your legs where they are. You're going to walk the blocks to a diagonal toward that left and then kickstand your left foot so that your left knee and your left foot line up behind you. Okay, you see that? And then either you're going to lower your blocks. Now, you got to keep your hips back, by the way, and your butt back. So as I keep this 90 degrees, my hands are to the floor. Maybe I come to elbows, right? But the secret here is not to bring the hips forward. Keep the hips reaching back. And breathe. This is quite a deep hip opener. Be mindful, don't overdo. You can stay on hands, you can stay on blocks. Big deep breath. And come on up. We got one left here, and I hope I remember all that on the other side. You're going to walk your hands to that left knee, straighten the right leg, turn that foot more to the side. So gate pose, everybody. Look at your left knee. Your left knee goes to your left hip. Walk the hands back, take the hands up. Make sure this leg is grounded. Take the arms up and exhale. Come on down. This hand should be an idea of support. It should be like a placer without putting weight here. You can really put too much pressure on the knee. If that is an issue, keep the hand high, okay? And then, ooh, feel this side body stretch. Feels so good. Maybe you look behind you a little bit, stretch out, and come on up and release. Bring that leg back, everybody, and either child's pose or hero pose, whichever one makes sense to you. Just going to grab my blocks and put them on the other side. Right. And again, notice, right? If we think about something as basic as posture, when we allow the chest to drop, the belly tightens and then our backs get rounder and rounder. If we keep the chest lifted, we keep the space open, right? We have much better ability not only to breathe, but to feed the heart, right? All that blood pumping in and out of the heart. All right, let's go to the other side. Your blocks are at the front of your mat. I just turned around so I don't so that I don't have my back to you for quite so long. We start out in table pose. Breathe, take your left foot forward. Slide the right knee back. You can put those blocks underneath your hands. And I actually kind of like the idea of having the blocks up high here so that our upper body doesn't have to work so much and we can focus on this long line from foot to knee to hip in our pose. So just pause here, just kind of check it out, push into your back top foot. Keep the hips level, nice tone to the belly. Deep breath. Let it all go. And then maybe straighten that leg just for a second here. Maybe flex the foot, stretch through the hamstring at the back. Bend that knee, but slide the foot back a little bit so that we're more than 90 degrees front and back leg, and then take your hands to your knee. If you feel real wobbly, just check your width and make sure your feet are wide enough to support your pose. Tuck the pelvis a little bit. Take the right arm up, right knee to right fingertips. Gentle press into your back foot, everybody. Find that pose. Open up that belly. Big deep breath. And then lower those hands to the blocks. You're going to walk the blocks to a diagonal. And then watch that right knee, but you're going to just kickstand it so it is straight back. So we have one straight back 90 and one pointed to the short edge of our mat, 90. And then you decide, do you need your blocks here or not? Can you take your hands to the blocks or to the floor? Make sure your hips are back. Can you come to elbows? Deep hip opener here. Be gentle. There should be zero pain. You have to love yourself here. Find balance like we talked about at the beginning. Breathe. And push up through those hands, everybody. Keep the legs. I'm just moving my blocks out of the way. Walk your hands to the front or toward that right knee. Straighten the left leg. We're in alignment for gate pose. Walk the hands in. Take your hands to your hips. Squeeze your little butt. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hand slides down the leg. Oh, and we just open up. You can look back behind you a little. Just be, again, mindful, right? You don't want to arch your back bend here. You just opening up front belly a little bit. Take both arms up. Exhale, both hands down. Whew. Slide and bring that leg back. Flip your toes under here if you can. We're going to go right to a forward fold. So your toes are flipped under. You're going to lift your knees. You can take them wide on your mat wherever you are. Walk your hands back. You can fold your blanket and move it out of the way for now if you want. Good. And then bend the knees, everybody. Take your elbows to your knees. Good. Pause. And hands to knees and come all the way up. Good job. Shake, shake, shake that out. Right. So how are you feeling already? Both your blocks need to go to the front of your mat, but just hang on to one of your blocks for now. Take it between the thighs. Give that block a good squeeze. Draw the inner legs in, draw the inner ankles in. Make sure the four corners of your feet are touching. And just feel the center line of the body. Imagine this beautiful line from the inner arches of the feet through the inner knees, through the inner groin, and then traveling all the way up to the crown of the head. Deep breath. And let go. And just maybe get a sense of how those legs are feeling. So standing up nice and tall, just simply want you to take one foot back. Your hands are on your hips. The pelvis is staying forward. Like I'm not like pushing it forward, but I'm not letting the behind go back either. Find yourself nice and planted. If you can, untuck the toes and then move yourself away from this leg, like isometrically. So I've got the toes under, but I'm lifting that leg really nice and long. Maybe take same side arm up. Just think of a little back bend. And release. Shake that out. I know that's not for everybody's feet. Same thing, other side. Just step back. And if you can't unflip those toes, just leave them flipped. That's all right. You can do that. But if you can, unflip. So when you unflip your toes, if that is a word, it allows you to just, I don't know, you can keep it isometric, but yeah, stretch through the front ankle, front leg a little bit. Same side arm goes up. Breathe. And release. Nice job. Shake that out, everyone. All right, you are back to the front of your mat. Here we go. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold those knees. Stay soft. Maybe you shake out the hips just a little bit. And then soften the knees, step back, right leg. Adjust your pose so that your blocks are under your shoulders, right? So you're just in a high lunge. Easy peasy. We do this all the time. Front knee, front ankle. Watch your front knee. You know who you are. Don't let it curl into the middle. Breathe. Leave your right hand on your block. Take the left arm up. Come into a really easy twist here. Press through the back heel, back ankle. And breathe. Exhale that hand down. Straighten the front leg. Let the back heel drop if it will. Look at the front leg. That leg is nice and straight. And then imagine somebody's pushing down on those front toes to keep the foot planted. Imagine stretching the whole front leg all the way to the hip crease. Deep breath. Bend your front knee. Listen up. Optional here. You're going to walk your blocks forward. Push off your front leg. Lift your back leg. Hold. And then turn your top leg out to the side. I want you to think a half moon. Breathe. Keeping both hands on your blocks. Turn that lifted foot back down to the floor. Bend the knee and just step right next to your other foot. Shake out the hips. Bend your knees. Bring the blocks back. And come on up to standing. Lift up. Exhale to your heart. Interlace the hands. Press it out. Lift those arms up. Maybe gaze up toward the ceiling, but don't drop the head back. And release. I feel good, right? So front body's like, yay, I'm so open. All right, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands down. Breathe, shake out the hips, everybody. When you're ready, step back, left leg coming into a nice high lunge. You can, I didn't say that on the other side, but you can always drop that knee. Squeeze an imaginary block between the thighs and notice how that helps to engage the glute back there. Left hand down, right arm up. Big deep breath, stretching it out. You got this, everyone. Exhale, hand comes down to your blocks. Begin to straighten the front leg. The back heel drops toward the floor. Stretching out the back calf. But then think of your front foot, those toes just glued to the mat as you stretch that front leg all the way up to the hip crease. Bend the front knee. Walk your blocks forward again. This is optional. Lift off, lift that leg, everybody. Make sure your wrists are under shoulders and not too close in. And then turn the top toes out to the side. Think of a half moon. Breathe. Turn the toes back down. Lower that foot. Bend both knees, hands to knees. Start to lift the head. Come on up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Interlace those hands, but then re-interlace the other way. Press those arms out. Lift them up. Stretch palms to ceiling. Maybe look up a little bit. And exhale, let go. Whew, good job, everybody. Shake that out. All right, so coming back to kind of a mountainish pose. Mountainish. Engage, lift through the chest. Think of your posture, right? Already for some, that's a back bend, just to lift up here and draw that back of the chest forward. Hands come to your hips if you can. Now, balance challenges, just find a little wall space, a finger somewhere, right? Never not do that if you're concerned about your balance, because you work on it either way. I want you to take one knee, take your left knee to your chest. Grab that shin or ankle with your hand, and then just see if you can bring it back behind you. Roll the same side shoulder back. Press both hips forward. Woo! And hold. Take the right arm up. Now, if you're near a wall, you can just take a hand right to the wall, fingertip to the wall. Now, the secret here is not to let your butt go back. No creasing here, but to press the hips forward as the foot presses out. Breathe. If you want, come on down a little bit, dancer pose. And release and shake that out. That was a little dicey there for me, right? So breathe, check it out. How's this area feel? When I do this kind of intense work, woo, baby, right? I will feel this because I do so much to strengthen the quads and I don't do enough to stretch those quads. So just saying, just saying. Just saying. All right, here we go. Mountain pose. And even in mountain pose, right? We don't want to be here, but can we find the length through the front body? When you're ready, you're going to take the hands to your hips, shift into your left foot, raise the right knee, hold. Maybe this is your balance work today. Maybe, right? Breathe. Take the right hand to the right shin, ankle, foot, and take that foot behind you. Draw that same side shoulder back, but both shoulders are even. And take the left arm up. Pause. The hips press forward, the tailbone tucks forward. Breathe. Only if you want. Maybe a little bit of a tilt. Forward, dancer pose. Breathe. And release. Ooh. Take it out, everybody. Grab one block. Grab that block, take it between the legs. Give those legs a big old squeeze. And while you're here, just for fun, hands to hip, this just for the fun of it. Maybe lift and lower. This is not front body, obviously, but it is strengthening the calf muscles. This is something we should do probably every day. Keep the legs and the feet strong. Good, one more. Just catching my breath and lower. Good, shake that out. Woo, feel those legs. All right, come on up to the front of your mat. Last class we did half moon as part of this. We're going to do this again, and I'm going to teach it the same way I taught last time because I like that way. I don't know why. It's stable for me. I've had other teachers say you shouldn't teach it that way, but what are you going to do? All right. So half moon, in reality, right? If you were in mountain pose and you took one leg back and turned that leg to the side, right? Because that is the pose, right? One leg is forward, one leg is to the side. We are trying to open the hips sideways as the hand goes to the block and the back leg lifts. That's really the pose. So we take our feet forward and bend and take both hands to both blocks. I have my left hand block on high. I have my right hand block is down at second level. My left hand block is high. And then just kind of notice this. Take the left foot and just reach it back a little bit. So already we have to put our weight in the front foot. For most people, not everybody, you need a block for half moon. 2, it's usually on the second level. 3, it is forward and to the outside pinky of your front foot. So you can take your block and just reach it forward and then feel the weight of your body starting to come forward, but you want to keep the heel grounded on that left foot. Your left hand's hanging out on that block. When you're ready, lift the left leg. You might stay right here or turn the toes of your left foot out and check that out. How is that feeling? Maybe you lift the left hip as the right hip and glute kind of scoot under. Yep. So there's your half moon, everyone. Now you get choices. Maybe you put your fingertips on the left block. Maybe you take your left hand to your hip and open up the left shoulder. Keep squeezing the glutes behind you. Maybe you look to the side. I knew that was going to challenge me. Breathe. Whew. Or you keep your hand on your block. Breathe. Keep the weight even in your standing foot. Maybe the arm comes up. Hand back to block. Release that side. Shake out both hips. Walk those blocks back. Take your hands to your knees and come on up. Whew. Good. Shake that out. Right? So, different day, different body, different energy, different everything. We honor that process and we go to the other side. So this time the tall block's going to be on my right side and my lower block's going to be on my left side. Ooh, start in a little forward fold. Take the right foot back just a little bit. Start to feel the weight in your left foot. Walk your left hand block forward I reach forward, but not too much. My front foot is still solid. When you're ready, lift the leg, turn that leg out to the side, and then decide. Maybe you take your fingers off your right hand block and hover. Maybe it goes to your hip and that hip opens up. Keep the gaze at the floor unless you feel steady, and then turn the gaze. Open the shoulder. Breathe, and maybe, nope, the arm comes up. Good. Breathe, everybody. Whew. And hand back to block. Lower it down. Whew, shake it out. Find your breath. From here, bend the knees. Come on down. Have a seat. Whew. Set your blocks to the side. And pause here for a second. Find a comfortable seated pose and just close the eye. Notice your breath. Good. All right, so grab your blanket. We're coming down to our bellies. We're going to use that blanket as a nice little cushion for your hips. So again, take it, on that wider level so that it doesn't throw off your spine. About the middle of your mat. Have one or two blocks where you can reach them later. And then come on down to your belly. Oh. Your head's down on your hands, your legs are long. How does this feel? Do you feel any sense of balance? And then purposefully lengthen your lower back, lengthen the sacrum and tailbone down toward the heels, and press into your pubic bone. And feel that, just feel that beautiful lengthening of the lower back. The lower belly hollows in. And then maybe you come up on elbows, Sphinx pose. And breathe. So notice in Sphinx, right, we can drop the belly. That never feels good in my low back. If we drop the belly, we kind of sit here in the low back, or we tone that lower belly in and help to lengthen the lower back as well as pressing down to the pubic bone, really feeling the legs, maybe the tops of the feet. And lift the elbows just an inch, just an inch. Keep the shoulders down. Keep the belly toning in and notice how your lower back is feeling. Come back down to your elbows and then lower all the way down. Your forehead rests on your hands. Squeeze your left glute and lift your left leg. Hold, point your toes. I'm going to keep my head up so I can talk. Breathe. And lower. Squeeze your right glute, lift your right leg. Hold. Keep both hips down. And lower. Squeeze both hips, lift both legs. Stay low on that pubic bone, everyone. Breathe. Take the hands underneath your shoulders and draw the elbows down toward your body. Your head is still low, your legs are still lifted. As you lower the legs, press into your hands, come into variation of cobra. And breathe. If this hurts your lower back in any way, please lower. Feel the stretch maybe in your belly. Bend the elbows nice and slow. Listen up as the arms and chest lower. Lift the legs again. Take the arms behind you. Locust pose. Breathe, everybody. And then only if you want, arms come forward. And lower, everyone. Oh, find your breath. Very, very slowly turn onto your side. Bend your knees. Stay on your side body. Find your breath. One, you're here. You're happy. You're content. You're happy to stay right here, which feels really good. Or take the top knee, bring it into the chest. Whew. Slide the hand down your foot, ankle, or shin, and take that leg back. You're back in that 90 degrees, but keep the hips forward. Just stretching. Release top leg, the bottom leg. Come on to your backs. Roll over to your other side. Stay here, or the legs are at 90. You're going to take the top knee to your chest. Slide the hand down, leg, foot, and stretch back. Release. Come on to your backs. Your feet are on the floor. Your back is on the floor. You feel nice and comfortable, hopefully. I want you to take both hands to both thighs and push those thighs away. Breathe. And then lift one heel and walk that foot in more. Lift the other heel, walk that foot in more so that you're on the ball mounds of your feet. You're pushing into your thighs. Breathe, the hips are down. Creating a little bit of traction here. And release. Walk the feet back out. Take the left leg up to the ceiling and then into figure four. So your left ankle is on your right knee or just above your right knee. Both knees come up toward the chest, again to your level, stretching out that hip. We did a ton of hip work today. Kind of sneaky, but we did. One, you're going to stay right here too. That left foot is going to come down to the floor to the right. So slowly descend and then relax the right leg. Don't let it stay hovering. Open up the left arm, left shoulder. Nice little twist here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to release the left leg right to the top of the right leg. So left leg to right. So now we're in a more normal twist. And take both legs back to center, maybe one at a time. Both feet back to the floor. Good. Right knee to chest. Take the right leg up to the ceiling. Come into figure four on that side. Draw both knees to chest. Rock a little side to side. Feel that stretch in the right hip, right glute. And left foot goes to the floor. Or sorry, right foot goes to the left. side of the floor. Breathe, relax the left leg once you're there. Just finding a nice twist the right side open. A few deep breaths. Release the right. Just stack it right on top of the left. And bring both knees back to center. Whew. Bend the knees, bring those knees to chest, everybody. Hold on to your right knee, straighten the left leg really long. And then switch, right leg long. Both knees to chest, both feet to the floor. Now optional if you want to grab your blocks and take them underneath your thighs and then straighten the legs over the block so that your hips and pelvis are nice and soft on the floor or on your blanket, the legs slightly elevated so that you are releasing, basically you're releasing all that stretch work that we did at the front of the legs. Let the hands come down to your sides or resting on the belly. Close your eyes. Coming back into the balance of the breath, the balance you've created today by breathing and moving and taking away other distractions for just an hour or so. Let your legs be heavy. Belly is soft. Chest is soft. Jaw is soft. If it is uncomfortable laying on the back, please lay on your side or just come to a seated Shavasana. Go softer still. So as we bring our awareness back, maybe lift the heels off the floor. If your legs are unblocked, just circle your ankles and circle them the other way. And then let them come back down to the floor. Stretch your arms overhead. Maybe lift that low back. Squeeze through the glutes. And lower down. Release the arms. Bend one knee and then the other. Roll the knees over to one side. Curl up in fetal pose for a moment. Allow a smile to come across your face. And then ever so slowly, come on up, everybody. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, bring them to your heart. Bow your head to finding balance. Namaste, everyone. Thank you. Hope everybody has a wonderful day today.